Hard go. It's your boy, Mondo PB3, back again. You know how I go. I just want to give some words today of encouragement but first off, condolences to all of the people who lost their lives in the Independence Day plane crash. Heartfelt condolences to your families, heartfelt condolences to the nation. That's another blow. You have to appreciate the fact that life in its entirety is only valuable because it's limited. And it's not something that we oftentimes want to hear in times like this, but it's something that I've impressed upon my brain from I was a young person. My dad died when I was 4, so I was already kind of abruptly put into a place where I was comfortable or understanding that we all have a set time on this earth. That's why it's important for you to do the most with time you have and make the most of the experience you have. You can't get caught up in the fact that, oh, what if things aren't ready when it's time to go? What if whatever? You have to just sit with the fact that when it's your time, it's your time. And that moment is what makes all of your life valuable. Because if we were not to die, if you couldn't die, there would be nothing in this world that you wouldn't have any ability to do. If you know you could have go sit in the water and nothing could happen, it wasn't gonna be no risk. If you know you could have jumped out of the plane and nothing could happen, it wasn't gonna be no risk. If you know you walk in fire and nothing was gonna happen, it wasn't gonna be no risk. Without no risk, there's no gain or benefit. And it's a weird thing that ties it all together. Same thing I always say, joy wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for pain. Happiness, sunshine wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for rain. All of these things are on the spectrum, and that's the totality of life. It's all just a variant. If everyone had money, money would have no value. If everyone had health, health wouldn't have no value. If everyone has whatever, it becomes commonplace. Things that make us human give us commonality, but the things that make us unique make us all appreciate us all. If everyone could do everything everyone could do, there would be no interest, no benefit. And when people say life ain't fair, if life was fair, none of us would enjoy it. I want you to understand that. Like, so yeah, it's a tough death. It's something that you can't prepare for, but you can prepare for, because once you live your life, and I was watching Blacklist last night, the season finale, and Dembe said something about dreading death, because technically the fact that death is inevitable, it is nothing to fear. It takes the sting away from death with the fact that all of the risk, all of challenges, every time that you could have died and didn't, every time you fell asleep at the wheel but made it home, every time you had some near miss incident, made it, that moment is what made you appreciate life more. And even if your life ended in that moment, it would be no different to you, because that would be the closing curtain on your scene. But if you act the best with the time that you have, you get to make more of what you have, and you get to experience the best of everything there is to give. You can't focus on what could have been, what should have been, what had to have been, or oh, if this had happened to me, I could have been this place. Everything in life takes you to the place where you're supposed to be. No matter who may be religious or not, the weapons of the enemy may form, at least like they will prosper. That's because you're going through hard times or having a situation where it seems like that book does not mean that's the end. You give it your best, give it your all, and out of that, you get what you get. But you can't be so caught up on trying to avoid death that you avoid living. You can't be so afraid and concerned with avoiding death that you avoid living. I told my son 2 years ago, he was on by the pool, and he was having a grand time on the edge of the pool, on the step. And as much fun as he think he having on the step, understand that is the symbol of life. If you take all your life swimming in the safe space, in the shallow, you miss out on all the adventure and all the journey of the deep. And then it could be one day that you do go into the deep and you realize, wow, it's not much different than the shallow. That is the moment where you realize you missed out on a lot of life that could have. So always take the time to experience and appreciate every moment. So I here preparing for this trip in August, what I go on every year. This year I taking my family. It's gonna increase the amount of money I'm gonna spend, but every time I have those decisions, I say let me spend it anyway, because without spending the money, if I don't spend the money, I keep the money, but I don't get the memory. If I get the memory, I could always make the money back. You can't make the memory again. There were people on that plane yesterday who had plans for today. There are people who were on that plane on Independence Day that have plans for next month, next week, next year. None of us know when it's our time to go. We have to live each day with the blessing and note that today could be our last day, but if it ain't, there's tomorrow. You have to be prudentious with everything you do, and you have to always have that foresight to know it's more to live for. But if this is all I get to live, let this be the best life I live. Let this be my statement where I could say I gave it everything I had. I put it all on the line. I left everything on the field. Because at the end of the day, you don't take it with you no way. These things is just things. Things can't go with you. This can always be with you. Remember that. Live with that. And that's why I always choose travel over anything. I always choose my family and experiences and memories over anything, because my trip to New York surprising my sister. Yeah, let's just open it up. Hello.
He's just messaging you like.
I am here.
Oh my.
A decade ago, surprising my little brother Ty on his birthday, and he didn't know it. And watching him walk out of class and cry.
Hey, birthday boy.
Happy birthday! I'd go.
Big bro, come to you, people. Oh, you make me cry.
Yo, bro. Are you for your birthday, bro? I tell you I was coming just for you, bro. You made me cry, man.
Oh.
I tell you I was coming for you. Can I tell you that?
Hey,
Things are stuck in my brain. Me watching my son go to New York and play in the snow for the first time. Roman, you having your first snow fight date? Get her, Ro, get her. Ramsey in Jamaica. Like, these memories can't be taken away, and also that won't be taken away from them. They will always remember their daddy loved them, their daddy gave them a fun time, and their daddy made sure they experienced the most of life, and they didn't live their life on the step. That's my goal. Make sure my kids go further into the adventure of the world than I get to go, because I give them the confidence to know everything in life you could do once you put your mind to it. If the garbage can, why can't you? Why can't you? Focus on the things you can control, and everything else give to God, because it ain't for you to worry about. Like they say, you tell God your plans and He's lies. But as Miles Monroe said,
God never tells you the plan, okay? God will show you your vision, but never tell you how you're going to get there. And there's a reason why. Because your vision is a glimpse of your end. Between the end and where you are is called the plan. The plan is the process that takes you to your destination. God will tell you your end, like He showed Joseph. He showed Joseph the throne. He's sitting on the throne, ruling, feeding his brothers. That's the end. God showed you your end. He showed each one of you your end. Everybody got a dream. But He never tells you the plan. Why? Because if He ever told you the plan, you would tell Him, forget the destination. Because the plan is to prepare you for the destination. Right. So He takes you through all these different changes to develop you. If Joseph knew that he had to go through a pit and prison to get to that throne, he'd tell God, forget the throne.
That's right.
So your plan is secret to God. Right now where you are may not be where you want to be, but it's a part of the plan. By the way, God never tells
you the end goal of saying, hey, you could be this. But if He told you all of what it was to take, all of the heartbreak, all of the nights on staying up late, all of the time you have to spend, all of the extra work you have to do, you might have said, no, God, I don't want that. And that's life. But a lot of people listening, they want these things and want those things. But if you're willing to put in the work, you won't get it, babe, because you have to sacrifice. And that's the balance of life. You could have things, it's good, cheap, and fast. To have things
good, cheap, and fast. Pick any two. Good and fast won't be cheap and fast won't be good, and good and cheap won't be fast. You can never have all three.
And when you can pick all three, understand you are a different face and a different headset, because you are looking outside of that triangle. That's a whole nother conversation, but just focus on making the most of what you have.